In the beginning of the story, we see Los Angeles, where a truck is going on the road at night. This is not an ordinary truck, but it is the truck in which crores of money are loaded and sent to the bank. There are 2 guards in front of this truck, and 2 guards are sitting behind it. And then suddenly, this truck stops outside a donut shop. Actually, the guards were hungry, so 2 guards get out of the car and go inside the shop to buy food, while 2 guards are sitting inside for the safety of the car. And then a black car comes there, 4 people get off from it, and the 4 have covered their faces with masks. Now, as soon as 2 guards come out with food, people wearing masks give guns to the guards. Here, a guard sitting in the truck sees those people, and that guard quickly informs the police. Then a thief wearing a mask comes to the guard sitting in the truck, and he tells the thief guard to get out of the car. But when the guard refuses to get out, then the thief makes a hole in the glass of the truck and pulls the whole glass out of the car by putting a rope in it. Now the guard tries to run away, but the thief kills the guard. The police arrive there as soon as they hear the sound of the bullet. Now the firing begins between the thief and the police. After a long time of shooting, these people kill all the police officers. And here, looking at their shooting skills, we know that this is not an ordinary thief, but all of them have retired from the U.S. military before. Now here, another colleague of these thieves calls them and tells them to get out of here quickly because more police are coming here. As soon as they hear this news, they quickly steal the truck and leave, but before leaving, they fit a bomb here and blast it, so that after the police arrive, they do not get any evidence against us. And after a while, these people reach their den, where they change their clothes. Here, the team leader Roy is very angry with everyone, because he had a plan that these people would steal the truck without killing anyone. But now these people had killed some police officers, so now the police must be looking for them everywhere. Here we know that the truck that these people had stolen was completely empty. There was no money in it. And these people already knew this, because these people are going to commit a very big theft ahead of this truck. Here, a colleague of their team, whose name is Tony, tells his leader Roy that we should send a man to the place where we have just stolen the truck, so that we can find out what the police are going to do to find us. Roy thinks Tony's words are right, so Roy sends his colleague Bosco to that place. The team leader takes Tony's words very seriously, because Tony is a very smart and intelligent person, and he is also a very good driver. In the next scene, we see Detective Nick. Nick is a tough cop who does not get along with thieves at all, and especially he follows the thieves. Also, Nick is very greedy and timid, who is always with the girls, and even today he enters his house quietly through the window. As soon as he enters the house, he opens the fridge and starts eating something. Then his wife comes there. Here we know that these two do not get along very well, but then Nick does something that makes his wife very angry. Nick sends the message to his wife by mistake instead of sending it to his girlfriend, which makes his wife very angry and takes her children and leaves her. Nick tries to stop his wife a lot, but she does not listen to Nick. Now Nick comes and sits on the sofa of his house, and then he gets a call in which he is told about the theft that happened at night. After which, Nick goes straight to the place where the thieves killed some officers at night, and along with that thief, they also stole a truck. Here, Nick notes everything very carefully. Nick asks what was inside the truck, then an officer tells him that the truck was completely empty. Hearing this, Nick wonders why someone would do so much bloodshed for an empty truck. But now slowly Nick understands that these thieves are definitely going to do something big. That's why he asks the rest of the people if they have found any fingerprint of those thieves here. Then they say no. Those thieves were very cunning. Before they left, they have blasted the bomb and erased all their fingerprints. Now, when Nick does not find any other way, then he tells his colleagues that I need all the CCTV footage here. Saying this, he leaves. There we see Bosco at a distance, who was sent here by the leader of the team of thieves, Roy, at the behest of Tony, so that Bosco can find out who is going to handle this case. And Bosco secretly takes a photo of Detective Nick and his team here, and then sends that photo directly to his leader, Roy. When Roy sees those photos, he finds out that Detective Nick is going to handle this case, after which Roy starts researching about Nick, and Roy finds out that Detective Nick is a very cunning person. Everyone calls him a police goon. He does not listen to the government and solves the case on his own. At the same time, Roy finds out that once Detective Nick is behind a case, he solves it. After seeing all this, Roy understands that he is dealing with a very dangerous person. There we see Nick, who is busy solving the case with his colleagues. Nick tells his colleagues that I need all the details of all the robberies here. Then one of his colleagues says that there have been many robberies in Los Angeles in the last 3 months, but all the robberies have been so fine that no fingerprint of any thief or any evidence against them has been found. After hearing this, Nick understands that all these thieves are very cunning, because the perfect planning they are stealing and competing with the police like a soldier. It turns out that all these thieves have been in the army before. Therefore, Nick tells his colleagues to remove the list of all those people who were in the army before and then they went to jail. Now, while researching Nick's team, he finds out about a man named Roy, who used to be in the U.S. Army, but then he went to jail in the murder case, and after serving his sentence in jail, Roy has now been released. Hearing this, Nick asks his colleagues when Roy was released from jail. Now, when Nick's colleague removes that date, the date on which Roy was released from jail, after seeing that date, Nick's colleague is shocked because since Roy has come out of jail, there have been robberies in Los Angeles. That's why Nick now fully believes that Roy is behind all these robberies and that Roy has a whole team behind him. Here he finds out that Roy has a lot of connections, and that man named Tony is a bartender, and Roy often goes to the bar to meet Tony. As soon as he finds out, Nick goes straight to the bar where a man named Tony works as a bartender. Here, Nick sees Tony, and Nick treats Tony in a completely normal way in the bar. Nick does not let it appear as if he is a police detective, but starts talking to Tony here and there. But as soon as Tony leaves the bar and sits in his car, Nick comes there and punches Tony hard and makes Tony unconscious. After a while, when Tony opens his eyes, he finds himself in an unknown place. Tony does not understand how I got here, and as soon as he comes out of the room, he sees that Nick and his team are dancing with some girls here. Now, when Nick sees Tony, he makes Tony sit on a chair and asks him, "Why did you steal, and who do you work for?" Hearing this, Tony smiles and says that you have picked the wrong person. I am not such a person. I am a man who works in a decent bar. Hearing this, Nick shows him a photo in which Tony was standing with Roy, and Nick asks Tony, "What are you doing with this man in this photo?" Seeing this, Tony understands that these people have found out the truth about me. but Tony still does not believe and says that I am not in this photo, but he is some other man. Then Nick's partner tells Tony that you are just one step away from your death, and still you are lying, so you tell us the whole truth, otherwise you will be killed. But Tony clearly refuses to tell anything. Seeing this, Nick gets angry and he sends all the girls present there out. After which, Nick hugs Tony and tells him that you must be thinking that we will put you in jail, but this is not the case at all. We will keep torturing you until you tell the truth. Now, Tony also understands that these people will not leave me without getting the truth out of me. So Tony starts telling the whole thing and says that I do not know much. I do not even know how to shoot a gun. I am just their driver, and I drive a car during theft. After which, Nick asks, "How did you meet these people for the first time?" Then Tony tells that the bar where I work, all the people who come there know that I am a very good driver. So one day, a man working with me at the bar introduced me to Bosco, and Bosco took me to Roy. Bosco told Roy about me and said that he is a very good driver. At first, Roy did not have much confidence, but when Roy sat in the car with me for testing and he saw my driving, he was very impressed with my driving skills, and he included me in his team. After which, I looted a bank with them. For the first time after looting the bank, I got my share of money. And since then it has been going on, I loot the bank with them and I get my share of money. Apart from this, I do not know anything because I stand outside the bank with the car and I drive the car and bring them back. Then Nick asks, where are they going to steal? Next to which Tony says that I do not know anything because I am just their driver. They do not tell me anything the day they are going to steal. One day before that, they tell me where we are going to steal, and after stealing, they give me my share of money and drive me away after hearing all this. Nick tells